All right, today we're tackling information overload head on. We're going to show you how to take those dense, complex documents that just make your head spin and turn them into something you can actually master. Let's dive right in. You know the feeling, right? You open up a research paper or some super dense technical manual or even a textbook, and it just feels like you're staring at an impossible wall of text. It's like, where do you even begin? Well, that feeling of being totally overwhelmed, that's exactly what we're going to fix today. And, the solution is probably already at your fingertips. We're going to use AI, but not just as some fancy search engine. We're going to turn it into your own personal tutor, one that can break down any document for you. This is all about working smarter, not harder. Okay, so to make this happen, you need the right set of tools. I want you to think of what we're about to cover as your own personal AI learning toolkit. Each prompt we're going to look at is like a special instrument designed for a very specific job. So, here they are, the 5 tools we're going to put in your toolkit today. We've got the automatic mind map. That's for getting the big picture. The definition extractor for nailing down the details. The content simplifier for making things crystal clear. The from zero teacher for when you need a guided lesson. And finally, the chapter by chapter class, perfect for those super long reads. All right, first things first. Before you dive deep and get lost in all the little details, you got to have a map, right? So our very first tool is all about getting that big picture view, understanding the core structure of whatever you're reading. And here it is. Tool number 1 is the automatic mind map. Seriously, this should be your starting point for pretty much any complex text. It's specifically designed to give you that crucial, 30,000-foot view before you land. So, this is the exact prompt you're going to want to use. Take a look at the phrasing. It's not just asking the AI to list out ideas. It's telling it to connect them, to show the relationships between them. That's the key here. It's literally building a visual roadmap for your brain to follow. So when do you actually use this thing? Well, you pull this tool out right at the very beginning. It's perfect for getting a quick high-level overview, or for when you just want to see how all the different pieces of the puzzle fit together. Think of it like this. You're building the skeleton of the document before you start adding all the muscle and meat. Okay, awesome. So you've got the big picture. You see the whole map. Now, it's time to zoom in. Let's tackle the nitty-gritty details and turn all that confusing jargon into something that's crystal clear. And for that job, we're going to pull out tool number 2, the Definition Extractor. This is your secret weapon against all that confusing terminology and those super complex concepts. Now, the real key to this prompt is how you frame it. See that part where it says, as if I needed to memorize them for an important test or exam? That's genius. You're basically telling the AI to cut through the noise, be super clear and concise, and only give you the most critical stuff. It's kind of like having it create instant flashcards for you. This tool is an absolute lifesaver whenever you hit a wall of words you don't recognize. You can use it to build your own personal dictionary for a new subject. Or, here's a pro tip, run it after you've read something once, just to make absolutely sure you didn't miss any of those core foundational concepts. But what about those paragraphs that are just, they're impossible, right? You read them 3 times and still have no idea what they're saying. For that, we have tool number 3, the Content Simplifier. Its entire job is to translate the difficult into something you can actually digest. And this prompt is just fantastic. Why? Because it specifically asks for analogies and real-world examples. It's not just saying, hey, use simpler words. No, it's asking the AI to build a bridge from this really abstract, complex idea over to something you already get. And yeah, this shows you the difference perfectly. On the one side, you've got this dense academic jargon. And on the other, a simple, clear explanation that just clicks. It's really the difference between a locked door and the key. This prompt is the key. All right, so now you can see the big picture and you can clarify all the confusing details. Let's take this a step further. The next 2 tools, these are all about turning a flat, static document into a living, breathing lesson plan. We're basically about to turn the AI into your own personal teacher. So say hello to tool number 4, the From Zero Teacher. And this one, wow, this one is so powerful. It's for when you're tackling a brand new subject, something where you have absolutely zero background knowledge. The magic phrase in this prompt is right at the end. Start from the basis that this is my first time learning this topic.
That little sentence forces the AI to assume you know nothing. It has to build your knowledge from the absolute ground up, which means you're not going to miss any of those crucial first steps.
And what you get back is just this perfectly structured learning path. It starts with the absolute basics, to build a really solid foundation. Then it moves on to the intermediate stuff, helping you connect the dots. And finally, it takes you all the way to mastering the advanced concepts. And this is all from that one single document. Okay, and last but not least, for those monster documents, entire books or super long reports, we have our final tool. Tool number 5, the chapter by chapter class. And this one is all about making those huge projects feel manageable. Think of this prompt as your secret strategy for conquering those epic length texts. It tells the AI to break everything down into these focused, bite-sized lessons. And that little bit at the end, asking for a summary after each part, that is a brilliant way to reinforce what you just learned before you even think about moving on. So yeah, definitely use this for any document that just feels too big to tackle in one go. It's perfect if you're someone who likes to learn in focused little sprints, and it's fantastic for making sure you're actually absorbing and retaining the information from, say, Chapter 1 before you jump into Chapter 2. And there you have it, a complete 5-piece toolkit. From the big picture mind map all the way down to the chapter-by-chapter lessons, you are now totally equipped to take any intimidating document and turn it into a clear, structured, and genuinely understandable lesson. So really, the only question left is, now that you have these tools with all this power right at your fingertips, what are you going to learn first? What's that one intimidating topic, that complex document, or that challenging book that you're finally going to master?